Hey, what's up, everybody? How are we doing this evening? Let me turn on another light. There's a little bit more light. That's a little better. I am David Friedenberg. What's going on? Did you find some fishable waters today? Nope. I worked all day today. I didn't fish. I was going to go out this afternoon, but got sidetracked, and that wind was blowing pretty good, so I didn't venture out. Hey, Carl Kapfer, how you doing tonight, buddy? Give everybody a few minutes to get in. Brian Hammond, what's up, buddy? I think I got the notifications turned off for everybody. Give it a few minutes. It's late. I know. We'll be fairly quick, I guess. Sean Kennedy, what's going on, buddy? Merlin, what's up, Wiz? Travis Boyzik, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Stephen Eddie, yellow. What a difference a day makes. Today, and it's funny, we talked about it last night, and that push and pull with that hot and cold line, boy. Keith Horns, what's up, my brother? Rumble Seat, Eric Wisniewski, Hiram Moore. It's great to see all you guys. Michael DuPont, hello, how are you? Mark Pistello, Paul Horchek, John Burrows. John Burrows says it's about time you went on air. It's funny, you guys are gonna laugh. I kind of took the afternoon off and got up off my desk and put down walleye stuff for a little while, and Courtney and I did a little binge watching a new show that we just finished. We started it yesterday and we finished it today, called
The Night Agent.
The Night Agent on Netflix, and it was good. That was excellent. We've watched a couple good shows recently. We don't ever talk about this kind of stuff on here, but yeah, we had some Roger Zoller. Good evening to you. We've watched a couple good programs recently. We have all the different services and whatnot, but Jeff Wooden, good evening. Sean Kennedy says that's a great show. Yeah, and I was right on the edge of my seat right up until the very end. It's funny, we were talking earlier, and the show is about politics and Secret Service and FBI and spies and all that stuff. I'm not going to give it away for anybody, but Courtney and I were talking at one moment, and you say a lot of things about politicians, and I'm not defending them in any way, because we've throughout the dawn of time, politics and politicians have corrupted people and been corrupted. But there was one point where, like, the very top members of the cabinet of the sitting president, no one could tell who was trustworthy or not. And I said to Courtney, I'm like, can you imagine being in that real life scenario and knowing or thinking that there was nobody you could tell something to without them double crossing you or it costing you your life, or who could you possibly ever trust? No other thought than that. Just I couldn't imagine that happening, Jim G, good evening, everyone. Michael Hoover, what's up? Tim Graver says, Chris and I started watching that last night. It's excellent. It is excellent. We watched one the other day on Prime. Took us a couple days, maybe the better part of a week, because it had 2 long seasons. called Upload. Um, and that was another one that, I mean, it was way more lighthearted than that, so to speak, but it dealt with life and death and the afterlife and technology and and uploading your consciousness before you die, and it goes in, you go into a virtual world, and as long as you keep paying, you get to live forever in this virtual world long after your physical body is dead. And man, it's I mean, I love the writing of these kind of shows, and I love the fact that they're exploring interesting new ideas um, for entertainment purposes. But boy, sometimes they make you wonder. You're like, if somebody's thinking about this to make a TV show about or a movie, then boy, don't you think that it's probably happening in real life? I mean, art imitates life, and boy, that's Hiram Moore. That's why you never trust a politician. Boy, that could be said for a lot of groups of people. And listen, there's something to be said for keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You know, and having a small circle. We live in a world. Listen, I'm sitting here talking to. I could be talking to 1 million people right now. So I understand the double-edged swordness, but there's something to be said for not telling everybody everything. Um, I tend to be way more trusting than maybe I should be sometimes with people, but I don't want to live my life thinking that somebody's out to whatever. I just don't think that about people. I'm not saying that that's not because I don't believe that in people, but Chris Bryan says, "Hello, all. It's getting so close. I call smell the two strokes." You mean the Derby?
And
Well, it says CALL.
so,
So close, I call smell the two strokes. Mine already been in the water, Chris. Yeah, you're talking about boat motors. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Walleye Fest. Let's get back to what I do all day long. Smell your boat motor. You smell your boat motor, Steven.
uh-oh.
Mimi, I retired as a politician. All right. Hey, listen, I fished with a couple senators, couple sitting senators years ago. One on Captain Tony Buffa's boat when I was working on the back of it. It's no different than police officers. I know a lot of police officers, and I know a lot of great police officers, but there are bad ones too, because as human beings, we can be corrupted. I mean, we talk about a lot of stuff in the news, and we don't really think about it. But man, I just here's going to be the most naive thing I'm going to say all day long. I just want everybody to be better at whatever they do and whoever they are. I certainly try to do that myself every day. I try my damnedest to treat people with respect and kindness and positivity. And I know that's in short order. And again, I know that I'm being naive in some ways. I just don't think that about people. That's not my first thought process. I know there's a lot of great people in this world in every walk of life. No different than there's a lot of bad people in this world, every walk of life. And I don't judge, and then we make jokes and stuff. I mean, we've all heard the old lawyer jokes and politician jokes and stuff, but man, and Mimi says 43 years and they begged me to come back. I was not a dishonest politician, but thank you. I can't imagine in a career that long And I don't know the height you made it to, but I can only imagine the conversations that take place behind closed doors. And then the American people and people in general probably are better served not to know the vast majority of things that happen in those halls behind closed doors. I wish that wasn't the case. And this is all this tonight so far is just because I just got done watching a conspiracy theory series on Netflix. That's all. But it does make you think. And listen, we can talk about anything we want on this show. It does make you stop and think, and coming out of the last 3 years or 4 years, however long it's been now. God, is this 4 years since everything shut down? It was 19 when COVID first came on the scene, or 20?
December, but March of 20 is when.
March of 20. So this is 3 years since the world changed. And yeah, I guess we're back to normal. We're starting to see the aftermath of this. If you're in the housing market right now, or if you have, loans or whatnot, especially if you were in a variable interest rate loan, that's going through the roof. Tim Graver says, when does the hatchery open in Constantia? I think they opened April 1st. I thought that was what the sign was. I was over there and talked to Bill Evans, the main guy over there, a couple of weeks ago. At some point, I think this week, they were putting nets out. Now someone's saying it right now. Dallas Sumner is saying they're putting the nets out tomorrow. That seems about right. And I'm sure that you're going to start seeing fish at the hatchery soon if you haven't already. But yeah, I'll be there filming as soon as they give me the word that they're ready to start stripping. We're going to go in there and we're going to do the tag fish and we're going to do all that fun stuff. So you guys will see it. We just finished, Courtney and I just finished Courtney did. She just finished the editing on the Salmon River Hatchery video, which came out outstanding. We had a great morning up there with some great people doing work that is just, there's a little mind-boggling. I've been up there in the observation deck. I've seen it before, but I've never been down there hands-on and been able to be a part of it and really understand all the different movements and what they're doing with those steelhead when they're stripping them and fertilizing them. And I'm really, really excited to get to Constantia and see. I want to see some of the big fish that come in those nets. I want to get an idea of what these fish look like and health-wise, and I'm super excited to hear and talk to the management there at the hatchery and see where their focus is as a unit and what they plan on doing in the future, what's been successful. I'm super interested in that, and obviously to see what our walleyes are like, and then to tag, and then to get some walleyes tagged for prizes. So let's see. Nikolay says, my friend got a beat up boat from a friend. It will cost $10,000 to fix it. How can I explain to him to just dump it because he does not have the money to fix it? It just taking his, and not have the money to fix it. It says it just taking his boat parking, but that might be I'm just taking his boat parking. I'm not sure what that means. But as everybody on here knows, BOAT is an acronym for break out another 1,000. And it doesn't just start at 1,000. So depending on what the boat is and depending on what it takes to fix it. And I'm not one to talk because I took an old boat that was long past its prime and rebuilt it just because I wanted to and because it was meaningful to me. And so I have way more than $10,000 in my old boat. So you can go down those rabbit holes pretty quick with these old boats where next thing you know, you've got 15 grand into them and you could have went and bought something fairly nice and much newer and running for 15 grand. Sometimes discretion's the better part of valor in those situations. Mimi says, I was a highway superintendent and I have dealt with the best and the worst, like you say, and everybody thought old man Cuomo was a bad guy. We would love to have him back now, not his son. Oh, Mario. I remember Mario Cuomo, but I was young enough that I didn't care or pay any attention in those days. I couldn't even speak to that intelligently. Andrew Costello, there was an article in the paper a few days ago said open to the public the 15th. He's talking about the hatchery, but subject to change due to issues of spearing may be closed. Okay. Don Terry, could Tony Buffa mention Walleye Fest at the Oneida Lake Association meeting? He's the perennial MC. I didn't know that. I've never been to a meeting. I was going to go last year and something happened. I didn't end up going. So I don't know, Don. I suppose I could ask him. What's up, Don Birdie? Yeah, Mimi, don't listen. I brought it up. I was talking about a TV show. I'm not getting into politics, and I certainly am not getting into right or wrong or left or right or any of that stuff. I just found it interesting because it was a well-acted series that they really showed the level of cloak and dagger that I can only imagine what really happens, especially at the highest levels. That we don't ever know about. Don says the OLA meeting is April 29th. Mike Kuzmiak says my camp is right on Scribe Creek. I'll be there this weekend. Brian Hammond, I will have a display table set up at the OLA meeting. Great informative meeting. I will definitely be in attendance this year. Like I say, I was going to last year, and I've thought about it in years past. I've never really, even when I had the tackle shop, maybe I went one year when I had the tackle shop because I think that it was at Cicero North Syracuse High School, maybe. Maybe I have one once. Maybe once, but been a long time. I'll definitely, Jim G is saying, did you decide how you were going to give the trolling motor away? Is boat motor and trailer still in the works for tagged fish? Yes and no. Guys, if I really told you how much stuff is in play and in flux right now for Walleye Fest, whoa, like my hair, look at that. Ooh, doggy. There's a boat motor and trailer still in play. There is potentially a Garmin live scope unit in play. There is potentially a Minn Kota trolling motor in play for tagged fish. So we have a lot of stuff that are still coming together. We're working diligently with our sponsors and other vendors to bring the best and the biggest prize package we can possibly bring to this. What we need to do is sell more tickets right away, so we have a little more cachet with some of these different supporters. I would love to be sitting on 2,000 tickets sold right now instead of 400, but that's not a negative. We have a lot of ground to cover this month, and once the weather turns and everybody starts, getting into things a little bit more and more in the mood to get out on the boat and start thinking about fishing, we're going to be in a whole different position. I understand that in the last couple of weeks of this month leading up to the Derby are just going to be chaotic. I get all that. So we're going to – Michael Hoover, love the hair, bro. Yeah, we got a long way to go. And so the short answer, Jim, is yes, those are things are in play. No, I don't have an official statement to say, we definitely have them locked in or not. But we're diligently working on all of those things. Gail Arnold says, check out the OLA Facebook page. Pretty cool. Don Terry says, used to be at Gillette Junior High School, and Don says it's in Central Square now. I know it's in Central Square now. Evan Haber, Evan, everybody welcome Evan. He just messaged me. He's moving to the area. He wants to go fishing. Let's see. He says, hi, Matt. I have not fished in Ida. I had an offer accepted on a house in Cicero and moving in May. Do you have any recommendations for a marina if I did not want to trailer my boat this season? If you're in Cicero, the first place I would say is call A&P Marina, right there in Cicero. They're one of our measuring stations for the Derby. It's a beautiful facility there, and it's right on the South Shore in Cicero, right off 31. So there are other ones. There are plenty of other ones, and if you go to our website at WalleyeFest, www.walleyefest.com, you can go to, I think it's the, Mark put a map up. My webmaster designed a map, and I think it's at the bottom of the homepage. And it's a map of the lake, and it's interactive, and you can blow it up, and it shows, I think he got every private marina listed around the lake. So certainly someplace that I would start with A&P. Like I say, they're friends of the channel. They're friends of Walleye Fest, and that would be like I said, and I can tell you it is a beautiful facility. They have done just an excellent job on it there, and it's right there. 3 Max is down a little farther. There's a bunch of them, so hopefully that'll point you in the right direction. And if not, we can talk offline later. Louis the Plant, what's going on, big winner? Louis sent me a picture today. He's the one who won the drawing on Saturday. Sent me a picture today. I met up with mutual friend Mark Costello this morning and gave him all Louis stuff. And I gave Mark a bunch of. I'll show you guys here. I got the new flyers in the bigger version. Same flyer, bigger version. I gave Mark a bunch of these today. He was going to go put them out along the lake. I've got a whole pile of them set out to be shipped out tomorrow morning. I've got all of northeastern Pennsylvania covered with people, fans that are going to go out and spread the word. Down there, I'm looking for somebody in Binghamton that I could mail some flyers to. I'm looking for somebody in Utica, Albany, and let's see, Buffalo, and maybe Watertown. So if you're in any of those 5 areas, shoot me a PM somewhere on Facebook or Instagram, and or message me on the website, and I can send a dozen of them out to you. And everybody can always share. We have, for Walleye Fest specifically, we have an Ida Lake Walleye Fest Derby Facebook page. We have the website, so everybody can share that all the time. I spoke today with Steve Featherstone from Syracuse.com. He's the outdoor writer. He's going to do an article on Walleye Fest this week. I'll have more to come on that. I will be doing a live appearance on Bridge Street, which is on Channel 9 News, Wednesday morning, I believe, at 10 a.m. I'll have more details on that as we get closer, so everybody can tune in and watch. And yeah, Bridge Street and Flyers, those are on my list. I'm crossing those both off. If anybody knows any charter captains out there that fish in Ida Lake, and that aren't that haven't taken advantage of their free listing yet, please get on that. If you know anybody that has lodging or anything within a 30-mile radius of the lake all the way around, please have them get in contact with me or go on the website. So there's free listings for charter services, for restaurants, for lodging, because we're trying to make this to where when our customers come in and buy their ticket, they can go and look through all these things. Just like Evan just asked us, where's a local marina? We're going to have all that stuff listed, and the more the merrier. And I really want everybody to be a part of this, and all the businesses around the lake, both ends, north, south. If you're within 30 miles of Oneida Lake and you have any sort of a business like that, we should be talking, and you should be getting your free listing on our website, because it helps spread the word, and it helps spread the wealth around to everybody around the lake, all the businesses, everything. So when we have this many people come into town, and we can all put our face on, put that good business face on for all of our customers, that's a big deal. So we're looking for charters. We're looking for vendors for Walleye Fest, for the show at the festival over that weekend. If you own a small business and you're listening to me out there, and you think that you could benefit from being in front of thousands of people for a weekend where everybody's jazzed up and having fun, and it's going to be a great event, get a hold of me. Get a hold of me, and we'll get you on. We'll get you on the map. We'll get you out on the festival grounds for that weekend, and let you show your wares off. Let's see. Let's keep going. Mike Urema. Matt, can I Win Baits give you the first prize for the children's division? Possibly. Mike, you and I can talk about that offline. Merlin, congratulations. Louis, Jim G, thanks. Tammy Hoover, hey, Evan, welcome. Ed Roser, hi, everyone. Matt, if my hair hadn't abandoned me like Lucille in the Kenny Rogers song long ago, I'd ask if you paid for that trim, but alas. Yeah. Yep. I go to my barber now every couple weeks and get trimmed up, and I wear a hat a lot of the time, so we're all thankful for that. Evan, awesome. Thank you so much. I will definitely check that out. No problem. Let's see. Oh, okay, Don Birdie, he's going to do Schenectady and Albany. Perfect. Hiram Moore, I'm a half hour east of Utica. I can help. Okay, Hiram, then hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Give me your address. If you do it tonight, I'll send them out in the mail tomorrow morning. Merlin. Okay, I gotta make some notes here. So Merlin's gonna do Corning and down that way, and Hiram is gonna do Utica. That's huge. Yeah, Utica, Rome. Those are our neighbors to the east, and I don't know much about that area out there at all. So any help out in that area would be huge, because I know there are just a ton: Oneida, Canastota, Rome, Camden, Utica, New Hartford, like that whole area. I know that the Mohawk Valley is full of hardcore fishermen. So especially hardcore Oneida Lake fishermen. So we definitely want to get the East End well represented. And so anybody that can help on the East End, and that goes for businesses too, that might want to be in the festival. Like I say, I just don't know that area much, and so I'm asking for help out there, and any help would be great. Okay, Joe Smelkoff, how you doing? George Harrington, how you doing? Gail Arnold's asking, is anything in the news about first day trout for the area? Well, like I told everybody yesterday, I mean, I talked to a couple of people today, this morning that were out yesterday, and they all said the same thing I did, which makes sense because that that rain was widespread. But as far as, I mean, I'm sure somebody somewhere caught some trout in these streams, even with it being high and muddy. I'm sure you could have probably switched and fished crawlers or something and low and slow. I don't know. I wasn't that vested in it, but that rainstorm Friday night really screwed a lot of people's plans up for Saturday morning, because prior to Saturday or Friday night's rainstorm, boy, everything was looking perfect for the opener, and it was going to be warm anyway. I'm sure we can all tell the same story. Some years, April 1st, I fished in snow pants and a heavy jacket, and other years I fished in jeans and a t-shirt. So you never know. Jeff Wooden, I can help at the Oak in Orleans County. Okay. I'm putting you in too, Jeff. So you're going to get a hold of me. Everybody's listening to me. If you can help, you get a hold of me on Facebook or Instagram or Walleye Fest. Give me your name and address, and like I say, if you do it tonight or early tomorrow morning before I go to the post office about 9 on my way to work, then I'll get them out to everybody tomorrow. That would be huge. Scott G, what's going on, buddy? Ed Roser, I can help in Rome, Camden, Boonville area. I'll put in an address. Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. That's the kind of collaboration that is critical to what we're doing. Also, too, here's one last ask. I mean, you can never get what you don't ask for. I have quite a list going already of people that have offered to help with the Derby. The day, the 2-day running of the Derby itself, whether it's measuring stations, whether it's working at the festival. If anybody out there, here's the key though, and I just don't see any way around it, especially if you're going to help and you're going to be at one of the weigh stations, one of the measuring stations. You can't fish the Derby. I just don't want to have the conflict of interest, and I don't want anybody to be put in a bad situation. So I am still looking for some help. If you are so inclined and you want to be part of the staff for Walleye Fest, I would love it. I would welcome the help, even if it's a little bit or just one day or something. But if you are going to help with the Derby, like I say, especially, and then maybe I can put you someplace that's not, that's on the festival grounds during those 2 days, as opposed to being at a measuring station. But anybody that's going to work at a measuring station cannot fish the Derby. We can't do that. So, and so far, everybody, and I've told everybody that when they've called and said, and said to me, hey, can I help? And everybody's been cool with that. So, Merlin says, I saw a guy with a rainbow as big as a salmon yesterday, 30 plus inches. Wow. Chris Bryant says almost 2 million trout dumped in the state before yesterday's opening day. Even in dirty water, you're bound to get the bait right in front of a couple trout's face. I had one fish follow my spinner back out of a seam along the edge of on the shore yesterday where I was fishing in butternut in one spot. My spinner was right on the surface coming in, and next thing you know, I see coming behind me, he's going like this, and it was a brown, obviously a big brown back on him, but he peeled off in the high water and wasn't interested. So let's and certainly post your pictures. Oh, one other thing that we did on, I don't know if anybody's been to the website, recently, but just over the weekend, our amazing web designer, Mark Webb, I had another friend, Jim Groff, send me pictures. He found him and his dad's collection of pins. Boy, and they had quite a lot of them, like probably over half. If you go to the website, there is a pin page now. And so if anybody has, and you can go down through and look, because remember we talked about, like maybe making a shadow box or something. Well, we did it digitally. So if you go on the website and look at the pin page now, the pin gallery, that's the actual, yearly pins. And if you have one of the missing years as of the, what they are right now, you can send me those pictures. Send me a picture of it, a good picture of it, and we'll get those added in and put whoever's name as a photo credit so people know who sent what. But I would love to get a whole set of them for everybody out there. And that way everybody can keep their pins, but they can still share them at the same time. And some of those designs were really cool. I'm not even sure what our pin's going to look like this year. We're still in the process of designing this year's pin. It's going to be a spin on the logo somehow, but I'm not really sure. Okay, Carl. Carl says he can help in Canastota, Sylvan Beach, and Verona Beach. I think Mark Costello is going to get some of that area, so we'll find out. And Carl, I know you know Mark, so you can get with him. And if not, I can send you out some, Carl. Gail Arnold, can the Eagle Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts help out? Well, I don't know how that works with children. But, Gail, I would say that certainly if any of those organizations would like to have a booth at the festival, I'll waive the charge for any of those kind of groups. And they can set up a booth and do some kind of fundraising for themselves. They could do and try to recruit other kids to get into their ranks. So if there are any local scout troops, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, you name it, that are still out there, or that are out there, especially local to the area, I will definitely, without question, let them come set up a booth for free if it's something that they want to do. Like I say, I don't know if I could use their help like that. I don't really know how that works, but okay, Tony Delamort. Okay, what did I miss? My notification never notified me. Evening all. Well, you missed a lot, Tone. We talked about some good TV shows. We talked about Walleye Fest mostly. We talked about spreading the word. Jim G says he's still digging for more pins. I know there are more. That's funny. Funny. Oh, 40 minutes already. Man, time flies when we're having fun. I will be back on a night tomorrow morning. Looks like it's going to warm up, and this wind died down finally. It's been howling all day. It's just like glass out there right now, so that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I'm still going out there looking for oh yeah, Stephen, he knows that. he knows he can go back and watch it. He's been on multiple times. Gail, you said the Lions Club can help finding them. Haircuts, what time? I'm not following you, Gail. Ooh, Tammy. Okay. Tammy, that's great. Tammy's going to help. Her and Mike are going to help in Cortland, Homer, and Ithaca. And I just packed Mike's stuff up today, so I'm going to send a second one with some flyers in it for you guys too. Making notes. Yeah, Mike, you're gonna get your stuff long before you're gonna need it, but you're gonna get it. And let's see. So, Mike and Tammy, are you both sitting in the living room on the couch next to each other, and you're both on your phone watching me, messaging and putting comments up? Like, how's that working? Because you're both signed in separately. Yeah, Steven, Tony loves giving me a hard time. I don't ask him to go fishing with me anymore because either A, he doesn't let me catch any fish, or B, he picks the worst weather days that you could possibly have. I think, and there's a lot of people that can say they fished a lot of gnarly weather with me last year. Scott Tagata's one of them. We had Mike Urema was with me one morning when we couldn't even get past the bridge. I suppose you could have, but we didn't want to get the crap beat out of us. But it wasn't nearly as bad as that day Tony Delmort and I fished out there. Was not nearly that bad. That was the only reason we were still out there, because the wind speed was howling, was because there was a northwest wind and we were deep in the west end. But I mean, even in front of Oneida Shores, and that's only a mile from the 81 bridge, it was picking up steam so fast that it was. Tony and I got the crap beat out of us that day. We caught some fish, but man. So Mike said they're watching on TV, but they're both on individual devices. That's awesome. Just Paul, what's up, my friend? This upcoming week looks beautiful. Yeah, okay. I love weather. My phone's almost about to die, so it's this pull. It's like a tug of war between the warm air and the cold air, and it just keeps going like this. And then when they smash together, something's going to happen where they smash together. So it was 70 yesterday, 35 today. It's going to be 62 tomorrow, 55 Tuesday, 65 Wednesday, 60 Thursday, 43 Friday, 50 on Saturday. So that means to me that this warm air is going to finally start to take over and push that northern air back and push that jet stream back north and all of those fun things. These next couple of weeks will be fun to watch. When Todd and I were fishing yesterday on Chitnago Creek, we saw 2 or 3 spots where there were bulbs that had already grown and blossomed and had flowers on them. The tulips in my yard, all my bulb flowers are starting to come up in all my flower gardens. So the time is now. The swallows came back, the robins came back. What else did we see yesterday or today that we said? No, we said something else that was a sure sign of spring. No. Well, we were just talking about it yesterday. All the ducks and geese are doing it out in front of the house like crazy. I feel bad for girl ducks, man. They get pushed under the water. I don't know how they don't drown. So there's been a lot of spring fornicating going on. Babies will be coming here pretty quick. Let's see. Tony Delmort says, it's all on me, Matt. Still had great time, whatever the weather. Love fishing when the floor of the boat was an ice rink. Yeah. So every time you'd net a fish, it was so cold that day, man. Every time you'd net a fish and you'd lay it down on the floor of the boat to handle it, the net would flash freeze to the floor, and then when you did get the net up, wherever there was water, it was then just a sheet of ice. And Brian says sparrow. Well, I saw the swallows come back. There was something else. We just saw it yesterday, made mention of it yesterday. That was a sure sign of spring. And we talked about it wherever we were yesterday. I don't know. So yeah, this upcoming week does look fantastic. Man, 9:15. All right, everybody. I love hanging out. Wood ducks. I did see wood ducks here on the river. I saw 2 pairs of them, Travis, but that it wasn't a bird or it wasn't waterfowl. I've seen a lot of high flying flocks of geese and ducks coming back north, though. Todd and I did see some bug activity yesterday on Chittenango, especially down in the headwaters to the south. We saw what looked like caddis coming off, and they were small. I mean, like 16s or 18s. Yeah, Brian, swallows always the first week. So Todd and I fished Wednesday and Thursday on Oneida. Sorry, Todd fished with me Wednesday. I fished alone on Thursday. Didn't see any swallows. Friday out there, I saw them. You know, like they just showed up overnight. There was still something else. I can't remember it. I guess it's not important. All right, everybody. It's 9:15. Everybody's got to work tomorrow. It's a school day. God, get off the phone.
No, it's not a school day. It's spring break.
Oh, yeah. Central Square's got spring break this week. So maybe it's not a school night. So, hey, live it up. Party! All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. We did almost an hour, and that was awesome. Great talking to everybody. Love you guys. Have a great evening. Just Paul doesn't have to work. I got to start a job tomorrow. It's the first job I've started in a month. I got to get back into the swing of things myself. So everybody have a great week. I'll see everybody tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. I'm going to say that 8 to 9 a.m. time range tomorrow morning because I am going to get out, but then I am going to be back early because I am going to go start a new job tomorrow, but I am going to fish in the morning. That's a lot of I ams. So I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Have a great evening. And as always,